Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I am so excited today for many reasons. One, that it's Friday, and two, that my guest today, I'm hoping, if all the technology works well, is going to be Haley Lynn Gray. So, Haley, if you are here yet, let me message you. I always have a reflection in my glasses. It drives me nuts. I really have to get the glare-free ones. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Leah. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Hi, Di. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Kaden. Haley, I'm on. I hope you're starting to watch. Hopefully we're not going to have technology issues. Let me message Haley from my computer, just in case. And let me see if she's here. Let's see. I don't see her yet. Haley, are you here? Let me see if I can get her. She says she's on my wall. Let me just clarify for her and see if I can get her in. She should be on my personal page, which is Nancy Sylvester Ganzakoffer. Let's see if I can invite her in and see if that works. Okay, I sent the invite. So welcome, everyone. It's Weekend Wind Down with me, Nancy Ganzakoffer. I'm a business coach, helping overwhelmed and creative entrepreneurs grow their business to the next level. So exciting. So many people are on. Let me see if, I see Haley now. Let me see if I can get her on. Let's wait a couple minutes. I have my wine, of course. Although on these weekend wind downs, I'm the only one that seems to have wine every time. So I'm hoping Haley has something, maybe tea or coffee or soda or something that she'll be drinking. It says it's adding her. I hope this works. I'm so excited to have Haley on today because she is an incredible rock star. She has a private Facebook group called Women's Entrepreneur Network that has 60,000 people. Oh, you're upside down.
I think I've asked you if I had to turn it left or right? And
that's funny. Don't see it. Well, you guys, I gotcha. Hi.
Hey there.
I was just telling everyone, oops, I'm trying to get the comments up. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Hi, Sharon. And now Haley's on. What you drinking tonight, Nancy? Oh, well, okay. So hold on, Haley. I got to tell everyone what I'm drinking while you work on your camera angle there.
I'm working on my camera angle. See, it's got to go to the left.
Oh, good. PJ has wine. Honestly, I didn't have time to run out to get wine today, so I looked to see what gifts people have given me in the past, and I found this bottle. It's Chris, and it's a 2016 Pinot Grigio, and normally I'm a Chardonnay girl, but it's actually pretty good. So I have no idea any of the details about it besides it's weekend wind down, and I'm so excited. So Haley and I are just in the process of sharing in all of our pages and all of our groups, also near our computers, so we can reach as many people. So Haley, I started to tell everyone while we were getting you on. Oh, I think I see your son in the background. Hi.
Yes, my son just got home from school, so he is here and kind of wondering probably what I'm doing with the Facebook Live. And I'm about to have the battle of the cats because I've got a cat on one side that he's brought in and another cat on the other.
Why did you tape your phone?
You know what, guys? This is real life. This is real life working from home. I locked my dog outside the door. Hopefully the mailman's not going to come and it's going to start barking. But I was just...
This is why mom has to drink, right?
Absolutely. So what are you drinking?
I'm actually having milk. I know it sounds...
Oh.
I was washing down I have Dr. Pepper on one side and milk on the other.
All right. That's okay. Although they might explode in your stomach, so I would be careful. dairy and the soda. So for those who are joining us now, I'm Nancy Ganzikoffer. I'm a business coach to, sometimes overwhelmed creative entrepreneurs, helping them grow their business, make more sales, market, and set a plan for success. And I'm so happy that Haley is with me today because I am part of her 60,000 women and some men. We talked the other day, and some men who are part of the Women's Entrepreneur Network group, private group of 60,000. So I'm really excited to be talking about Haley's journey and how she grew this group to 60,000 and how it really helps her to establish herself as a leader, as a sales and marketing expert. I'll let you tell them a little bit about what you do. I'm just really excited to have you here. So thank you for being here with my weekend wind down weekly Facebook Live show.
So glad to be here. This is a lot of fun. It's just been a whole process of building relationships with people and then building engagement. I know that these are all things I think a lot of people talk about online, but it's about the people, really. You don't get to 60,000 just by walking out and, hoping a beer truck hits you sometime.
It's true, right? It's not like if you build it, they will come. You can name a group, but it could sit there idle. So tell everyone a little bit about your journey to where you are today as a sales and marketing strategist and what you do.
Sure. And so, as doing like sales and marketing strategy, a lot of people are like, well, what does that mean? And what it really is for me is helping people find that unique blueprint or recipe of things that they can do to get clients and customers in their business. And there's literally hundreds and hundreds, almost probably thousands of different ways you could go about trying to find clients and customers. And oh my gosh, you can end up with, hundreds of different ways. And so, if people ask me for tips, I'm like, yeah, I can give you 25 or 30 or 50 different ways, but none of those are going to take into account, what's going to work for you. And sometimes, we care more about budget. Sometimes we care about time. Sometimes, the demographic of the clients you're going after. So we're trying to find that magic sauce of what's going to work for people. And I either work with people to teach them how to find clients on their own, or a lot of it involves that techie geek, technobabble stuff that's doing websites and automations and all that stuff. And if people want to learn how to do that, I'm really happy to teach them how to do it. And if not, I'm happy to take care of it and make the problem just go away.
That's a beautiful thing because I have 3 virtual assistants to help me with the techno stuff. And still, I have at almost 53 years old in a week or two, learned so much technology myself also. But there's a point where it's not the way my brain works.
Yeah.
I can help. I can close a sale. I can teach people how to close their sales. I can teach them what they should be doing to help market themselves and be consistent and get clear and concise on their marketing plan and set their ladder of services. But when it comes to the actual technical, real detailed stuff, I mean, we're like currently using ClickFunnels. Love ClickFunnels, and it is something though that my brain just can't absorb in the level of detail that I need to absorb it. So that's when I, brought on a VA, which happens to be my oldest son. So I'm lucky.
You are very lucky because, it can get really prohibitively expensive to do some of that. And, understanding, to some extent, it's really sitting down and saying, okay, so what is your level of technical expertise? And what kinds of things are you comfortable with before we even start saying, yeah, you should do X, Y, or Z, because it's hard to make a recommendation of, oh yeah, you should write a book if you hate writing, or you're not comfortable promoting a book, or, you don't have any ideas, or, the whole idea is just like completely foreign to you, or saying, oh yeah, you've got to write a blog and you hate writing, or do a podcast. Oh yeah, I don't want to be committed to a schedule.
It's true. You have to go with, you've got to figure out where your natural strengths are. And there's really so many ways to market yourself with your natural strengths Not that you shouldn't push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit with something that you wanted to try and maybe you've been holding back for a lack of confidence. But what do you think of people who just hand over their marketing just to a marketing company and just say, just do it all for me without even learning what works well on that platform, what may work well for their type of business? Because I've seen so many people, I know with my clients, I always say, let's make sure you know how this platform should be used, how it could best benefit your business, so that you don't just get sold anything when you go to a marketing company.
Right. And I mean, I do have clients like that where I take stuff and I just go with it. And I do whatever needs to be done whenever it needs to be done. And I mean, I'll even go in and fill in holes and stuff if I notice them. But a lot of marketing agencies really aren't going to look out for your best interest. That's not what they're out there for. They're out there to make as much money as possible. I mean, they're there to get as many billable hours, do as much stuff, do as many things, throw as many balls in the air, and the budget piece is not as much there, and they're not as committed to really making sure that what you're doing is going to work for you. And it can be really scary because, gosh, I mean, I've seen cases, and I've been in so many cases here lately where I talk about doing marketing strategy, but a lot of what I'm doing is cleaning up people's websites or fixing their automation.
Yes.
It's not that I'm, trying to be mean, but, if somebody came in and did your website and they didn't do basic SEO on the website, we have to go back and add alt tags to all your images. And that can be really expensive.
Yeah. I have to put my glasses on to read what comments.
Hayden said, it seems like your integrity is a real asset to your business, and I respect that greatly. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? It really is what it's all about, because if you're just not grabbing people's money and running with it and not kind of keeping them informed of what you're doing and whether it's turning into a result for them, it's kind of like there's cookie cutter marketing, and then there's a marketing strategist like you who's really going to look at their business and figure out what's best for them,
right.
Not just automatically do things. Although, like you said, SEO is actually, very important and king, and one of the number one things everyone should be looking at.
Right. But I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. I just had a brand new plumber who came to me, and I did his website, and we did his Google listing, and I charged him a set rate to do his website. And he was in, out, and done in less than a week. And he's really happy. And we did his Google business listing. We've got everything updated. He's really happy. And that's not me just tooting my horn, but he paid a very small price, because when you do a simple landing page website, which is all a beginner plumber really needs, it's a few $100s. It's not like spending thousands of dollars on a website, but he's got, his Google listings, it's got basic SEO enabled, it's got the basic stuff that he needs to start his business. I had another beginner plumber call me, and he's like, yeah, I talked to this other marketing dude, and I want to take my business to the next level, and I want to do all this stuff, but, it's going to be $6,000. And he had been totally sold on this $6,000 notion, and he was completely convinced he could spend $6,000 as a beginning plumber on a website. And I'm like, you don't need to spend that kind of money. But he was determined. He ended up going with the person, and I'm like, I can't do that. But his relatives who knew me were like, I don't know. And like, it's just a cash grab at that point. And you have to be really wary of people that are charging you large amounts of money and telling you have to do all of this stuff, especially initially in your business, when, frequently all you need is a business card.
Right.
And,
when you're a local business like that, right, you need to get out and network live, and you need a business card. And you need a plan to be consistent in your marketing. You need a strategy. But without a website that's clean and concise and clear on what you do, you're kind of dead in the water, right? It's always the best place, the first place people look.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, but I've seen plenty.
Although Facebook comes up first, right?
Facebook tends to come up. So Facebook and, website and, a Google business listing, but it doesn't have to be expensive to do that. And I think that too often we get stuck in the, oh, well, you need to create all this massive sales copy and you need to do all this and you need to do all that. And when somebody starts saying you have to do all of this, run really fast, run for the hills, don't collect $200 and act like your hair. Probably, because it's just the whole thing of, you don't need all of this stuff. You don't need the big pretty brochures initially, for depending on what your business is. In the case of like a beginning plumber, a plumber is a plumber is a plumber. Yes, you have preferences for what you're doing, but let's be pragmatic here and let's be really careful about how we're spending your money, because a lot of times, people can put these things out here and tell you that you have to spend them on your business. And I'm putting air quotes up here, but it doesn't mean that you really do have to spend that money on your business. There's almost like this, I don't know if you've seen it or experienced it, but like with brand new business owners, a lot of times, and even people that have been in business a little while, it's almost like it's this, people find out you're in business and it's this massive cash grab of, oh, look, he just started a business. He's young, he's ripe for the plucking, or she, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to go straight for the jugular, and I'm going to bag myself a big one. Right. And of course, once somebody has been in business a little while, they're probably not going to be willing to spend that kind of money, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't match their income and their cash flow. They're just not going to be willing to spend that money, because they're going to realize that they're not going to get out of it what they put into it.
And I think that's really the key with the marketing. You want to make sure you're getting out of it, that it's increasing your sales, right? It's exposing you to more people, it's increasing your sales, and you've got to weigh that against what you're spending. I know we had a question here, just to welcome the new people. Let us know that you can hear us. Give us some thumbs up and some hearts. I know that.
Share, guys.
Yeah. Share if we're talking about something that's important to you. We're really talking about marketing, your business, and we're going to get into shortly how growing a private group or even a closed group. We'll talk about the different group types, and how Haley, who is my guest today on Weekend Wind Down with Nancy, I'm a business coach helping entrepreneurs grow to the next level, and I've started a private group, and I was so impressed with Haley because her group, I actually wrote it down. As of today, ready guys? 60,898 people as of right before this broadcast, which is remarkable and really establishes Haley as an expert in her field as a sales and marketing strategist. Now, somebody asked a question. PJ asked, what is the best social media platform for network marketing companies? There are so many network marketing companies out there, and I actually feel for some of these people because they're all in competition. I feel like sometimes. So can you address that? Ooh, that's my favorite.
Do some network marketing. I am a Nu Skin distributor. I'm a Lapis executive. I've been doing this for a few months. And, the answer to that question is it depends. It really depends on what social media platforms you're on already. See, so are you, right? I've done sales on Twitter. I've done them on Instagram. I've done them on Facebook. And I have done them on Pinterest. So it really depends on where your audience is. You've been with Nu Skin for 8 years. That's the magic whitening toothpaste that everybody's been seeing all over the place. But, it's a process of selling product and then bringing people onto your team who are interested maybe in becoming distributors and making some extra money and it's all about relationships and getting people, onto your link and getting people to see what you're doing and just reaching out. If you're comfortable on Facebook is a great platform. If you're much more comfortable on Instagram, gosh, I've seen other distributors do amazing things on Instagram. It just depends on where you are the most comfortable, really, truly interacting with people and it's true of any business, right? If you're a business coach, you can do well on almost any social media platform, whether it's Snapchat or anything. But if you're not really comfortable with it, if you're not getting support, and especially in direct sales and network marketing, you want to make sure that, you know, your upline and your team has a process and a model to support you, you know, with duplication to get people, you know, growing and help you grow your team on whatever platform. So, I mean, for instance, you know, I might go play on Twitter, but I know that my upline is not necessarily that comfortable with Twitter and some of the stuff that I'm doing on Pinterest, you know, just because they just don't have experience with that.
Yeah, and with everything you're saying, as I always tell my clients, pick your platform, set your success formula, how many times you're posting, what you're posting, whether it's Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram. I have an Instagram, which is my name, Nancy Ganzikoffer, and I just chose to do very motivational stuff. I have gotten two clients, one client and one inquiry from Instagram, and I only started it 1.5 years ago. So I thought, oh, isn't that interesting, right? I never thought I'd get anything from Instagram, but it's really all about the consistency. And yeah, Facebook is definitely key, but the consistency and the relationships, you know, like I reached out to you and you're doing this with me. I'm going to think of you in the future if someone needs a marketing person. You know, it's like you got to build relationships, guys. I mean, that is the bottom line with whatever you choose. Mm-hmm. You've got to socialize. You've got to give first and not ask for anything back. And just build relationships. I think that's where people really miss out.
Oh, you mean I'm not supposed to just go on to whatever social media platform and just start broadcasting my whatever all over the place until
Yeah, you're just supposed to say, buy my stuff. Here it is.
Yeah, go buy my stuff. Go buy.
Right. This is my new program. This is my new program. This is my new program. This is my program. And never give anything back. That's such a huge mistake that I see so many people making.
Yeah. Well, I see that a lot, you know, on Facebook. I see it in groups in particular because it seems like a thing where people want to get into groups. And rather than treating the groups as a networking group and the opportunity to build relationships and have coffee meetings and do stuff with them, they kind of treat it as the opportunity to, hey, broadcast my stuff all over the place. And I don't want to be in a group if I can't broadcast my stuff all over the place. And
right.
We were actually having a discussion today about, you know, it's really actually very inefficient marketing because people will come into my group in particular and all they want to do is broadcast. Well, there's 60,000 people in here. I want to broadcast to all of them. And, well, they wonder why, you know, if they post something on Sundays and that's all they ever post for promotion, that they don't ever get any reactions from people and then they don't ever get any clients. And this group must suck because I'm not getting anything. And I'm like, did you ever comment on anybody else's post or have a conversation with them first? I mean, it's kind of that they're people, you know, they're not here to be broadcasted to like a bunch of sheep. So.
Yep. Oh, we're losing your audio and video a little bit. Okay. I think it's better now. You know, it's hard because I did the same thing in the beginning and now I'm pulling it back. It's like, oh, let me join all these groups. And obviously you can't socialize in all these groups. So now you have to go, okay, where is my ideal client, right? Where are they hanging out and how can I give value? And then on the promotional days, I'll promote also. It's not some of these feeds have, you know, post your blog. And I've done that. I did that today. I don't know whose group it was. It might've been yours. I don't know. Cause I have a VA who does go into groups and take advantage of their promotional days, but she also puts my voice out there. Then I kick in and I start the socializing and I go in every day and socialize. But when you're in too many groups, what ends up happening is you end up just post and run, right? Post and run.
Post and absolutely run. And it doesn't work well. And it doesn't end well because you spend all this time posting and running and you never get anything. And you go months and months and months and posting and running and wondering, why am I not getting any clients? I mean, I have people who are like, oh, well, I'm doing all this stuff on social media, but I don't have enough clients. And I'm like, well, how long have you been doing this? Well, 6 months. I'm like, well, does that maybe tell you something? If you're not getting clients
Absolutely.
in some amount of time, maybe you're not doing it right. Maybe there's something else some key component that you might be missing. And it might not be your mindset.
Correct. Aren't you sick of that word?
Yeah.
I'm sick of the word mindset.
Yeah, I'm pretty sick of it.
It's part of it.
I think people hide behind
Right.
I don't know what your experience is, but mine is that that's just an excuse a lot of times. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong, so I'm going to say it's your mindset.
Yeah, what happens, like, listen, it's all in our minds, right? That's the bottom line. So yeah, it's partly mindset when you're stuck in a place and you can't move forward. But that's why I called my group Actionable Entrepreneurs, because to me, the way you get over some of your mindset hurdles, and I wish there was another word for mindset, is to take action. Right? So yeah, and Caden's asking how hard it is. We talked about this the other days. Let's start going into that. How long ago did you start this group?
2.5 years.
And how did it grow to 60,000? Like, if you were to say, was it an open group in the beginning? Was it just, do you think, a great name? How did you do that?
Several things happened that I think very much contributed to it. One is that my focus has always been putting excellent content into the group. Always, always, always. I did webinars every single week for 8 months 2 years ago, where I did like this whole string of webinar. So that really fueled the group. I also drove traffic into the group from Twitter, from other social media platforms. So it's not just one social media platform. And then I was doing things like challenges and putting all kinds of content into the group, and then focusing on engagement challenges, where I was challenging people to post and engage and comment, and the best this got a prize and the best that got a prize. And so I really put a lot of emphasis on it, and the group started growing that point where I really started putting that emphasis on, let's get quality content in here and responses. And I will say that there was definitely a point where I got really frustrated with it, and I couldn't get people to comment on stuff at all. And I finally went, fine, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? And I got
yes.
114 responses. And that to me was kind of a key. And then I tried asking more serious questions, and then okay, so what's your Facebook page? And I realized that people are very happy to answer the what's your Facebook page or what's your favorite flavor of ice cream, but sometimes they're not going to be as willing to discuss the more serious subjects at hand. So you kind of have to hit them a little bit with the soft stuff and then dig in deeper with the harder stuff, and kind of go back and forth. And that's become kind of part of my signature style. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, that is so stupid. You talk about shoes all the freaking time, and
I love shoes.
Exactly, right? What's your favorite pair of shoes? And people are
Totally.
like, that is so inane. And I'm like, it may seem inane, but people will talk and they will have conversations. And that's the important thing, is that they start to have conversations. And
yes,
once they start like actually interacting with one another and seeing one another as like real people, then that's where the magic starts happening. So I'm answering your question in a kind of a backdoor way. How do you get your group to grow? Through having engagement in the group and having people interacting with one another. And then they invite their friends. And Facebook sees it as being active because there's a ton of posts going on, and then they recommend it to more people. And you get into this cycle where Facebook is actually recommending your group to people, and you end up with a lot of people. Now, I will say that we have slowed down the group growth a lot lately, because we're looking harder at people who are applying to get into the group, i.e., are you a real profile? Did you just create your Facebook
Yeah.
yesterday? That kind of thing. So we see some kind of ups and downs on that. And, telling people up front, hey, our promotion day is only on Sundays. And even with that, we still delete 90% of the posts. So it's just crazy.
90?
Mm-hmm. People are trying to promote.
Wow.
Get the backhanded stuff that gets people banned, and blocked, because they'll try to do like a backhanded backdoor promotional post. And I'm like, really? Or they'll ask a question, somebody will answer it, and then they're off private messaging them, asking them to join their group, join their business, do whatever. And I'm like, come on, really? You're making it a really not safe place for people to even answer your questions, because they're scared to answer, for fear that that whoever started it is going to go off and be, trying to poach them. That's not good.
Absolutely.
And we find those people, block them.
I'm in a group called the Coaching Jungle. I love the group. And it's amazing when somebody asks a question that they're struggling with, all these coaches come out of the woodwork with answers. If you need help, let me know. If you need help, let me know. Now, the person who runs the group, Mark Morwini, he is a coach to coaches. And one person posted yesterday, like, come on, guys, like, let's just support each other and stop being like, wolves on a piece of meat when somebody posts a question. And I was like, absolutely, and she said, let's do collaborations. And I said, I do weekly Facebook Lives with a guest. I do twice a month webinars I make collaborations. If anyone's interested in that, let me know. And one woman wrote, absolutely. And when she private messaged me, she's like, is this real, or are you going to try to and I'm like, no, I swear, I'm not trying to sell you into anything. I just want to have a joint, let's collaborate together. Let's bounce information off of each other. Let's spread the word, just like this. And she was like, oh, okay, good. It's crazy in there. And they do have a lot of moderators who clean it up. And I even got a private message from somebody and said, oh, we're in the same group together. And it was that group. And this is what I have to offer. And I was annoyed.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of times too, it's not real effective to just jump on people to get them to buy from you. You may occasionally get somebody who's silly enough to do it, but really, at the end of the day, if you act like a real person, I know it's a crazy concept, right? And actually try to interact with people on a real level, you're much more likely to build your client base than all of this kind of, the little piranhas going around. Everybody talks about 7 figures and 6-figure businesses and blah, 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 or I had a $10,000 week or a $20,000 week.
I don't sell on lifestyle. I actually, with the first coach I hired, I got sucked into that, being sold on lifestyle. Yeah. And you know what? I learned a ton from her. So it was great in one respect, but it also taught me what I don't want to be. I'm not going to be like, okay, yeah, hey, I might be at an airport, but I'm not going anywhere fabulous, and I'm not doing it 7 times a year. You know what? I'm working hard. I'm working hard for my clients.
Right.
Growing a business is hard. And anyone who tells you otherwise is full of crap,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learning. It's true.
And, there is no instant overnight success, but, there is success to be had. And, that's why I think 90% of online coaches and a lot of these people who strictly market online like this in that manner end up going out of business, because it's not a sustainable model. Versus you do more attraction marketing, you focus on building relationships with people, you draw them in, you build relationships, and then suddenly, wow, they become clients. Amazing. They'll come out of the woodworks to find you.
Yes.
You just have to take care of people around you and do good work. And if you will do that, they will be your fans forever. I have speakers who came to my event in September, and we had a great event, but it wasn't as large as we were hoping for. And yet, you know, my speakers and sponsors of that event have been incredible because they understand that I have then turned around and bent over backwards to get them more publicity, to get them, you know, more PR, to get them more opportunities to get in front of people. And, you know, that's what you do. You take care of your people until they are, you know, completely whole, and until they are, you know, great. You know, and yes, I had about, you know, 50 people there on the weekend and over 100 there on Friday night. So, I mean, it wasn't a small event by any means.
I was going to say, that sounds like a great event.
It was a pretty good event, but it wasn't as large as I had hoped. So, you know, it was, you know, it's definitely a learning experience. You know, you take care of people until it's fixed. And I mean, I have certain clients who, I have an attorney who I updated his website over the summer, and it took him a while to get back to me with some of the pieces of copy that he wanted done, you know, and tweaks and back and forth because he just hasn't had a lot of time to go look at his website. And, you know, I have sat there and worked on it until it is done, period. End of question. I'm not charging him extra. It has to be done. I mean, I knew what I was getting into when I got into it. And sometimes, yes, you get clients who you're going to end up doing way more work for in order to make it right, but you make it right with them.
Definitely. And I always say my clients don't realize how much time I think of them when I'm not talking to them.
Yeah.
Like if you think you're being coached only in the, you know, 2.5 hours a month that I do it, you're wrong. Because in my head, I'm thinking, okay, what is their business model? What is going to work best for them? What is hanging them up? What details do I need to fill in for them in order to help them be more successful? I mean, every time I have a client who comes to me and goes, oh my God, that worked. I have a coaching client right now who's putting off a webinar, and she's got a great opt-in rate. Her landing page is coming in just around 80-85%.
Nice.
And it's like, I'm more excited, I think, than she is because I'm like, oh my God, okay, what I'm teaching her is working. So it's fabulous. And same with you. You're thinking about their marketing. You're thinking about their sales, what can bring them. And that's really, really important. And this group you're growing or grew, how many administrators do you have in there?
We have about 30 administrators. So there was a question,
wow,
Hayden, about how hard is it for me to moderate a group of my size? Actually, right now, it's incredibly easy because I have gotten a ton of volunteer admins, and we've started crowdsourcing admin in the group, which is tremendous because a lot of people think that all the rules come from me, and they don't. They come from the other admins and mods because we're trying to be easy to administer and consistent. And one of the things that we really do try to enforce, because we literally get hundreds of people applying a week. We get hundreds of people trying to post every single day. And you know what? We want to be fair, and we really want to be consistent with everything we do. And, you know, and yes, that's not easy to be consistent because, you know, there's 30 of us in all kinds of crazy different time zones. And, you know, sometimes you feel sorry for somebody and let a post through. And then you realize, oh, crap, that was a really bad post. Or, oh, you know, maybe they just forgot to answer that question. And then the first thing they do is they start spamming the group, you know. So, you know, we're all just doing the best we can. But it's definitely a crowdsource thing. I don't think I would have the group in the format that it's in with that size, just doing it myself because of the amount of time that you administer every single day.
Yeah, I mean, I even, I had to delete someone from my group today. They just posted a bunch of product that they're selling. And it wasn't under the Member Monday feed. It was just literally like, hey guys, look at all this stuff I have for sale. Boom, 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 boom. They must have posted 15 pictures. I used to be like private message them, like, listen, that's not what I want, you know, that's not what this is for. And now, I mean, I'm not that big. I have maybe, I don't know, 300 and something people in there, but I just deleted them. I'm like, I don't have time for this. I can't even imagine having 30 administrators. When you say crowdsource, what does that mean?
So in computer geek technology, because that is my original college degrees were in computer science. I was a developer at IBM and then a startup and then at EMC. You know, when you're a programmer, one of the things we call is crowdsourcing. And that's where people have open source code and they contribute it to it. So things like Linux, there's a lot of different software engineering platforms that are completely crowdsourced, i.e., you know, random people on the internet pick them up and fix them. So what we've got going on in the group is not quite totally random people, but not far off of it when you really think about it, because we've met a bunch of strange women on the internet and we're all working
with
together.
60,000 people, I would think you had some strange birds in there.
We've had more than a few strange birds. It's been entertaining. You know, but we're all working together to create this vision and this community, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's really about building a community and supporting one another and helping each other grow our businesses.
And okay, so 60,000, 30 administrators in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
I post about 10 times a day.
Wow. You personally post 10 times a day?
I use a scheduler for most of it.
Okay.
I use Meet Edgar heavily. I've developed a lot of content. I have a blog. I have a really huge blog with about 1,000 posts on it, and I share those into, and then other resources as well. So it's not just me, you know, manually posting 10 times a day, or I think I would go nuts.
Yeah, I think so. But now, what do you say about, I've heard different, I use Hootsuite, but when Facebook came out with their own scheduler within the program, we started using that wherever we can, because I have heard, and again, there's so much misinformation out there. You sort of like try to keep up on it, but it's so difficult to keep up on. But I had heard that if you're using Facebook's going to give preference to when you use the Facebook scheduler.
Oh, it absolutely does. But you know, this is a question of getting the job done. Sometimes
time management.
You know, if I've developed a library with thousands of posts and I can just keep adding to that library in a few minutes a week versus having to go in and manually post 70 posts a week to schedule them into my group, which one do you think I'm going to do?
Yeah.
You know, it's not really feasible from a time management perspective to go in and manually create all of the posts in the group every single week. I mean, and some people are like, oh my gosh, I've seen this question before. And I'm like, yeah, so maybe you have, but that's okay.
Listen, baby, content reuse.
Content reuse. It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. I do a lot of content reuse. I'll take my blog. It'll go up on my website. Sometimes, most of the time, it turns into an email, or it was an email first, and now it turns into a blog. And then I chop it down for a Facebook post, and then I chop it down further for Instagram, and I'll chop it down for Twitter. Yeah, you know what? You can't
post it on LinkedIn.
Right, like even this broadcast, I do on my Facebook Live weekend wind downs. They end up being uploaded to YouTube and then uploaded to Podbean, so people can just listen as a podcast. I haven't even started really promoting that yet because I wanted to load more content in there, but you have to. And some of my VAs will listen and they'll grab some of my words and they'll put it on Instagram. So it's definitely, you have to reuse content. You can't keep coming up constantly with new stuff. I mean, you can, but it might kill you.
Right. Well, and one of the things that I've done on my blog that has been tremendous, this is more of that crowdsourcing thing, is that I actually only post now once or twice a month. I was posting every day for a while and then once a week. And I did once a week for 2 years. And, you know, my goal now is to really post one comprehensive post once a month and have that be it. And the rest of the posts that go up on my blog be guest blogs. And what's really cool is that I already have high page rank. I have a fair amount of traffic going to my website. And because I'm only focusing on creating one blog post myself per month, I can actually focus more on promoting some of the submitted blogs a lot more and giving those an opportunity to get seen and really promoting those a lot more and getting those higher edge rank and page rank as well, so that they're getting better SEO, which means that, you know, whatever you're backlinking to is also getting higher SEO. So it's a beautiful virtuous cycle where, you know,
Yes.
it's cutting down the amount of work I'm doing, but it's also improving everybody's results, you know, who happens to be submitting to the website.
Right. That's a matter of less is more.
It really is.
We have a question from PJ. Is it better to have a private or a closed group?
It is generally better.
Isn't it secret or closed group?
Yeah,
Isn't it
better
secret?
to have a closed group. Not open. Open lets too much stuff out there. Secret group, nobody can find. So, you know, unless you have like 3 people that you want in a secret group, or it's, you know, something where you're manually adding people into a group, then you really don't need it to be secret, and you can't switch it back and forth after your group hits a certain size anyway. So really, I prefer private because people can't see all the posts and they can't target people in the group quite as well. You know, so that is kind of my preference. Private seems to be a good balance between all options.
Do you have a I don't remember when I went into your group. Do you have a questionnaire for them to enter your group?
Yes, we do. We have 3 questions that they have to answer. One of them is, are you a business owner? What kind of business is it? And the third question in this group is, we only allow promotion on Sundays. Do you agree to abide by that?
And that doesn't go over. and then you block them and delete them.
Yes, we agree to only promote on Sundays. And actually, one of my friends, who is also one of the admins in the group, just walked in the door. But you know, it's kind of funny, and she's laughing as I'm saying this hysterically back there. You know, because people are like, "Yeah, I agree," and then they do that, and then the first thing they do is start promoting all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, the key definitely, well, especially at your size. For my size group, it's only, you know, 300 and something right now. I refuse to feel desperate to keep people in the group. If they break the rules, they're out. I just really want them to have fun. I do a lot of content in the group. I do a Facebook Live every day in that group, and I just kick people out if they break the rules because I don't have time.
Yes, I mean, that's what we've started doing is 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out in the old ballpark, in the old ball game.
How do you even keep track of 3 strikes? I'm like, 1 strike, you're out. I have no patience for that.
Yeah. Gotten to where we have less and less patience. If somebody has like been booted out of the group, we actually have an admin spreadsheet that we track them with.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, we do. We
so
have
they don't come back in?
Group for the Facebook group admins.
This sounds like a full-time job by itself. Oh my God. I guess it's a kind of like be careful what you wish for.
If you give a moose a muffin.
I love that book.
That's what it feels like sometimes is, you know, there's definitely a lot of times with mooses and muffins in, you know, managing the group. So yes, there was a point where we had more than 5 admins in the group and we're like, oh crap, we need a separate admin group so we can start talking about, you know, what's going on here and have you seen this and promoting that and doing the other. And the admins actually do schedule posts and do certain posts in the group. So they have to coordinate how they're going to do it. So yeah.
So that's where you need a secret group because I have a secret group. I'm the president of the virtual chapter of the Interior Design Society, and the board, my board, we actually ended up doing a secret group. Mm-hmm. We can upload the minutes, upload the files, and thanks for the hearts. Is that Joe? Let's see if Joe always comes into all my posts. Hi, Joe. So we did a secret group so we can upload files. We can upload meetings that we tape on Zoom when we have our board meetings. And that works out really well. So if you're not using that for the admins, if you like what you're using, Joe's laughing. He's the one who taught me how to do these Facebook Live joints and these joint Facebook Lives. And he actually has, he's the developer of Design Wall with a Z, and he has actually a live call-in show every week, which is really cool.
That's cool.
But I just like having one guest because I feel like I know more what to expect. Maybe for my birthday. My birthday's on the 29th. Maybe I'll do a call-in show, but it's a little scary. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you know, it's like a box of chocolates.
Exactly. So if you were to give, I don't know, if you're giving let's talk about online businesses, because I'm an online, I coach other coaches on doing what I do, on to grow my business, my coaching business.
Right.
I also coach interior designers and artists and web designers. It's an array, but for online businesses, what would be one of your best tips on marketing themselves effectively?
You know what? It is finding people one by one and striking up conversations with them in private message. So friending people and striking up conversations with them. It's amazing how those personal relationships and being able to talk to somebody on the phone and having like a real genuine conversation, those actually turn into clients. And those are some of your best advocates. I mean, for me, those have been the people who have gone the mile for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you use Instagram, and do you have conversations? I've been getting a lot of conversation on my Instagram, which is my name, but it's interesting to me. Some I don't even answer because they're blatant, like, hey, I'd love to connect with you, talk to me. And when you look at their profile, they're, they have that 100 on it, which means they're just trying to get you to pay to get more likes, which I will never do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do a little bit on Instagram. It's not my best platform, but I try. I'm learning how to do it better. It's just one of those things of the more consistent you are and the more time you spend on each platform. I suffer from the problem that I just run out of days. And I
was talking to my son today. There's not enough hours in a day. When you love what you do, there's not enough hours.
No, there really aren't. I was up until 1 a.m. working on stuff for some of my clients, and on strategy and on social media for some of my clients. And I mean, because you love it, and it's like, oh, I just need to do one more thing. Just one more.
I know. It's rough. I do the same thing.
He's commenting that he just went live on Facebook and Instagram simultaneously, and then he's going live with 7 guests and taking live calls. Yeah, showing off.
Who said that?
Joe did.
You know what?
I'm gonna have.
I don't think my comments weren't scrolling. So no, Joe, I'm not bringing you on camera. I am talking to Haley today. Although I think we can bring 3 people on, and he's actually a great guest. I think my comments stopped scrolling. Oh, yep, they did. You're going live with 7 guests?
I've never tried it, but he says he's going online. He's going to go live with 7 guests and still taking live calls. So,
wow.
Lucky him. I'm kind of curious how to do that. That's what I'm going to go Google after we get off this call.
Well, I think I can bring someone else in. I think I can actually. Should we try?
We can try. He might be a good guinea pig.
All right. Who's that? Actually, let's see. Wait. Who's trying to? Joe, did you try to come in? Who tried to come in? Oops. Now I lost you all completely. Hold on. What am I doing? Now I can't even get you back. Hold on.
Uh-oh. I'm here.
Okay, you're here.
I'm here.
All right, let's do this. There's a couple people watching. Who wants to try to come in live? You have to press if you're looking from your phone. Oh, only 1 guest at a time? Joe, I saw somebody who had 3 guests the other day.
You can do it on Zoom.
I know. I'm actually upgrading my Zoom to the webinar version because I'm going to switch. I have tried GoToWebinar. I use Webinar Jam now. Both of them have limitations that I'm not happy about. So I'm going to be going to Zoom, which can stream live. I use Messenger to coach people.
Oh, couch. He gets them on the couch and they wait, and then he pulls them up one at a time.
Oh, okay.
I see.
All right. So yeah, so I'll be switching. I'm actually upgrading my Zoom next month so I can start doing webinars.
Okay.
Does your friend want to come on?
Does my friend want to come on? I think she's letting my cats in and out.
Oh, that's nice.
And a dog. So it's a little bit of a zoo in here.
That's okay. You know what? Thank you everyone for watching. Let me know, Haley, tell everyone where they can find you. And
the easiest way online is Haley Lynn Gray, Women's Entrepreneur Network, or they can find me at leadershipgirl.com.
Leadership girl. I like that. And how long have you been out of the corporate world and working your own business like this?
4 years. Since
4 years.
2013, the end of 2013. I actually started a home care agency in August of 2013 that I sold last year in August of 2016 after my daughter sustained a traumatic brain injury. And I was like, okay, I'm going to change my focus and my timing.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Haley has a lot of animals, and Stacy's right. And so due and the craziness that is my life, I made that decision to focus full-time on this business coaching and marketing and strategy business. And it's been very good to me. It's allowed me to really have that time to focus on my daughter and on my family.
Yeah, when I actually, the business that I ran simultaneously with this coaching was Expressive Living Art, Framing, and Accessories. And it was in the interior design world, which is why I'm so entrenched in there. But I started looking at my next stage of life. And like you, I had a child who was very sick. My son, who's now 18 and actually driving 8 hours home in the snow right now, finished his first semester at college. I know. I'm like, he's got a Jeep. He's got 3 friends in the car. And I'm like, oh, my God, please drive safe. But he was born with a heart anomaly. And he had open heart surgery at 5 days old. And he was quarantined for 2 years.
Okay.
So that's when I left the corporate world a little bit before that. But that's when I knew for sure I have to develop a business from home. And that's when I started Expressive Living, and I was an art consultant to the interior designers here in the New York tri-state area. And when I hung my shingle as a coach, because I had helped a lot of them in their in the words they use to communicate with their clients and their sales and their marketing and growing their businesses over the years, I was so fortunate to have many of them come and hire me immediately. And now just continue to grow the business, reach out, make connections, and do what I do. And I love coaching other coaches, and I love coaching other creative entrepreneurs. It's fun. It's actually, I'm a workaholic. I mean, that's the bottom line. I'm definitely a workaholic.
Yeah. And I will say, I didn't have the guts 19 years ago. My oldest daughter, same child, actually was born 3 months early as a preemie. So we had the whole quarantine issue and months in the hospital and all of that fun stuff. And, you know, I didn't have the guts at that time to stay home. I couldn't see how to do it financially. But, you know, I kind of wish in some ways that I had that gumption to step out on my own. You know, but there's definitely a point where I came to that in my life where, you know, I realized that I had to do something that was more for me and taking care of my family than trying to live by what I thought was the textbook rules of what I should be doing and how I should be doing. You know.
Yeah, you know what? You gotta trail your own. You gotta blaze your own trail. Is that the expression? I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but it's true. I mean, my son was quarantined, so for 2 years I did the stay-at-home mom thing, and then before that I was a personal fitness instructor working out of a gym and had a gym in my basement where I trained people. Then an art consultant, and now a coach. You know, all these years of experience and all these years of business building. I just want to see everyone else blaze their own trail and do what's best for them. And if that means staying home with your kids and making money at the same time, you can do it. You can do it. It does take work.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but I will tell you before we sign off, because we're at just about an hour, and thank you everyone for watching, that all 3 of my kids, and your kids are younger, mine are 24, 22, and 18. All 3 of my kids are phenomenal business-minded people.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. Like I had so much guilt, you know, working from home, and at times you're like your son is somewhere right now, right? I had so much guilt when I was working, when I felt like, oh, should I be playing with them? Should I be spending time with them? And I did that. And I am a good mom. I was a good mom back when they were younger, but I had guilt. And now that I have seen them grown up, I realize the skills they observed me putting into play was really key to getting them to be business minded as well. You know what? And I always said to them, I don't care if you're a hairdresser, own the hair salon. I don't care if you're a makeup artist, be your own makeup artist, run your own business. And my oldest now is an incredible ClickFunnels expert, and he's starting his own business. And each of them have the real confidence in themselves to be great business people. So any of your moms out there who might be listening who have younger kids, keep in mind, even through your guilt, there is such a silver lining that a lot of kids will absorb your communication skills, your marketing skills, your sales, and the confidence that in themselves when they see their mom or dad, you know, growing their own business. So it's fun, it's tough, and life happens, right? But you know,
It absolutely happens.
so thank you so much for being with me here today. I love talking to you. You're amazing.
Thank you. You are too. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, I love my weekend wind downs. Well, not just because of the wine, because my sister Vivian, guilt is overrated.
Yep,
And yes,
it
Stacey,
is.
you're right. You can do anything you put your mind to. There's always a way. And as I tell the clients of mine who are moms and also building a business, sometimes you move faster and sometimes you move slower. Your kids are your priority, absolutely. And you just have to kind of find more time slots in your day and get a little bit done some weeks and get a lot done other weeks. It's a balancing act.
It really is, you know, and it's amazing how learning the right time management skills and figuring out the things that you really have to do and letting the things that you don't have to go, that is amazing.
It's funny you said that because the very first, you know, and we'll go soon. I did the very first lead generator I did was an exercise called Time Analysis for Busy Growing Entrepreneurs. And it's free on my website, nancyganzikoffer.com/time. It's still so effective. And it just shows you where are your core values and then analyzing your time and is it going towards your core values or not? And it has made some of my clients cry because they realize how much time they waste on other things. So if you have a goal and you have a family and you're trying to do it all, download that exercise. It's simple. It's simple. Yes, it puts you on my email list. You can always come off of it if you want, or you can continue to learn what I have to share. But it's important to really look at how you spend your time when you're trying to do it all.
Absolutely. And, you know, I actually just took some time back in my business. I ran a summit in September, and then I was like, okay, Q4 is reorganizing my business and looking at how much time I'm spending working and how I'm working. And I have managed to achieve some just amazing optimizations in how much time I'm having to spend on things and, you know, cut back on bills. And, you know, just by doing things, by really sitting down and looking at the processes in the business. And processes is something that I love to work with people on. You know, what is your process for marketing and how much time are you spending on it? Are you like wasting time that you don't need to be wasting? And it was amazing to see how much more opt-ins I got on certain things and how much faster I'm able to process certain things just by being smarter about it.
Yeah, that's really good advice. You know, plan your marketing and then don't stress over it, right? And it sounds like to me, less is more. And I think I have to look at my business again. I think every 3 months you're supposed to be looking at your business to reanalyze whether the efforts you've put in have reaped the benefits that you had hoped for, either in gaining time in your life or money in the bank and clients that you're helping, and a combination of all the above.
More.
So thank you, everyone. Stacey, thank you. I am reading all your comments.
Thank you.
And it's true not to sweat the small stuff. I'm just scrolling back. Thank you for all of you who are here today. And I do this every week, Weekend Wind Down with Nancy. I have a different guest every time, although I think I'm going to have Haley on again because I just think she's amazing.
Love to be here.
Okay, good. So I literally do this so last minute. Sometimes I have it scheduled out, and other times I just see someone online like you, and I just reach out like, hey, you want to be on Weekly Wind Down with me?
Sure.
So I'm so glad you were here with me today. So everyone have a, if I don't see you back, thanks, Viv. If I don't see you back here on Weekly Wind Down, have a great holiday season. Haley, Lynn, great. Thank you so much. You know, look us both up, guys, if you found this helpful today. And you know where to find us, and we're always here. Online marketing. Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.